Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, once again to Virtual Racing Network. We have a fantastic night of racing in store for you here at the dirt track at Eldora, as we're already seeing a little bit of cushion start to build on this track. But before we get into all the racing details, you're watching these guys drive around the track. We are going to switch over to our scenic camera here. You'll see them cycle through. We want to go through all the sponsors here, starting with the racing side of things. Max Out Motorsports, give a big shout out to them for sponsoring this series. Again, a big shout out to them. And we also want to give a big shout out to TJB Designs. This race is presented by them. This is the TJB Designs 50 here at Eldora, and it is set to be a great race, and we may have a special guest coming in tonight to race. We'll see if he does join. If he does, we will definitely be pointing that out. On the broadcast side of things, as always, we've got to give a big shout out to all of our sponsors coming on board here to join us, starting with Walls Beard Co. If you are a gentleman out there and you have a beard, you need to take care of it. So make sure you head on over to wallsbeardco.com. Pick up some of that beard balm, all natural and organic products. Some great stuff over there. Again, make sure you show your support. If you have a beard, it needs to look good and feel good. What better way to do so with some Walls Beard Co. Beard Balm, also the official sponsor here for the starting grid. So we'll be going over that here in just a little bit. SimSpeedShop.com, your one-stop shop for button boxes and e-brakes for you rallycross racers. So if you are an iRacer, head on over to SimSpeedShop.com today and pick up one or both of those items. Northwest Racing Series, they are still in the process of finishing up their new schedule for their Xfinity on Monday night and the trucks. Well, that is set on Thursday, but that could be changing. We are following that very closely, so we'll let you know. They are also the sponsor here for the white flag, so every time you see the white flag waving tonight, one lap to go, it is presented by Northwest Racing Series. Ohio IndyCar League. If you're looking to get into some IndyCar racing, there is no better place to do that than Ohio IndyCar League. You can get all the latest information at facebook.com/Ohio IndyCar League, and they are no longer just taking Ohio club members. iBog, iRacing Broadcast Overlay Graphics, your sim race broadcast graphic source. If you are looking to get into broadcasting here on iRacing and you need some overlays, or you're just looking to stream and want to pull some information from iRacing into some overlays, that is the place to go. iBog.co, and get a hold of Jason Allison today. And, of course, we will be talking to three drivers into the race. We won't have time to go into a pre-race show or pre-race interview show. So the post-race show here tonight will be presented by Randy's Wraps. So, again, your post-race show brought to you by Randy's Wraps. If you are an iRacer, you got to have a nice-looking ride out there. If you want to be recognized, what better way to do so than heading over to Randy's Wraps on Facebook, getting a hold of Randy Post. You can get a really nice paint job done for a really, really good price. So head on over there on Facebook and message Randy Post from Randy's Wraps. That being said, here we want to let everyone know how tonight's events are going to go down here. We have about 12 and a half minutes to go. So we are going to go ahead and break it down here for you. Right now, as you can see, we are in practice. So we got a few drivers out there on the track. They will be going into a driver's meeting here very shortly. Followed by right after your national anthem, we will move right into qualifying. It looks like we got about 15, 16 drivers here. 12 drivers can start each heat race. So at present time, there are 4 heat races scheduled. We will be running 2 of those. We will not have a B main here tonight as of right now. And then we will go to a 2-minute warm-up, followed by your 50-lap feature here for tonight's race. Will we see a few cautions? Will we go caution-free? That is the stuff we have to answer later on. We don't have that information just yet, as we still a long ways from that feature race, but still, it will go by very quickly, so make sure you stay here. Stay in your seat. or stand up if you want to do that. That's perfectly fine too. But you are in for a treat here for tonight's race, as it should be some really good racing. But again, thanks everybody for tuning in. We want to make sure we appreciate all the fans out there for tuning in as well. So as always, if you're new here tonight, definitely if you like dirt track racing, asphalt racing, whatever it happens to be, or just racing in general, definitely hit the subscribe button and the little bell. You'll be notified of all upcoming events we have. And of course, if you like it, definitely hit the thumbs up button, and you let us know, let the other fans know, the drivers, all these sponsors, league owners know you enjoyed tonight's broadcast and race. Again, it is going to be practice followed by qualifying, heat racing, a little warm-up, and then your feature race. That is how that is going to go here tonight. So we're going to step away here for just a minute and get some last minute stuff taken care of. While we do that, we're going to let you go on board with these drivers, as we're going to switch down to the roll bar camera for these drivers here, and we're going to let you see, thanks to T&D Rustic Decor, what it's like to be behind the wheel of one of these cars. So we will be right back here as we're going to go on board with these guys. Well, if we can get anyone on the track, there we go. So we will be right back in just a few moments as we get some last minute stuff sorted out, and then we will have your official point standings coming up. All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. 16 drivers here. We have 7.5 minutes left on the clock before we go into the official qualifying and the national anthem. We will definitely be expecting some great racing, but we want to go ahead and pull up your point standings, as we're going to switch over to the flag stand camera and bring up your point standings. And as you can see by looking at the point standings, it is getting intense here for the lead. Trevor Brownlee and Howard Weaver. Howard Weaver not here so far. This could get interesting. They are actually tied for the points lead here coming into tonight's race. In a second place, third place, tied Brad Cross and John Kennedy, both tied 10 points out of the lead. We could see some real shakeup in the point standings here if Howard Weaver does not show up. as Brad Cross and John Kennedy will both pass him. Austin Moore, I'm not sure. I don't know if he's going to be here at all after last week's incident where he deliberately took out the 20. So I don't think he will be joining us here. I'm not sure if he is allowed to race anymore at all, or if he is on a suspension. We did not get a chance to talk to race control or not, but we'll definitely be trying to figure that one out as quickly as possible. Dylan Thomas, 37 points out, 319 points. 7th place is Brian Fritz with 309 points, 47 points out of the lead. Nick Kaufman with 300 points, 9 points behind Brian Fritz with 56 points out of the lead. Right behind him is Dylan Petty. And that 5 machine, who we've seen be very quick quite a bit lately, 273 points, 83 points out of first. And Wesley Holland sitting at 240 points, 116 points out of first in 10th place. So a lot of really good point standings battles going on back here. The further you go through this field here, 11th through 20th, you have Richard Spar, 229 points. Jared Winholz with 226 points, 3 points separating those here for 11th and 12th. Matthew Emmerling, 210 points. Give me that. Lose my voice a little. Dylan Trelindi, 198 points. Virgil Graham, 195 points. So another very small gap there for 14th and 15th. Corey Whitworth, 190 points, 5 points out of 15th. So he's in that battle as well. 17th is Jared Mogard, 170 points. 5 points behind him is Daniel Aller here. How do we get Aller there? We'll get it right eventually. 165 points, 5 points back. Brad Smith in 19th right now, 160 points, so 5 points behind Daniel Aller. And Travis Zudima here with 146 points, 210 points out of the lead. So it's a lot of really close racing going on, especially in those top 4 drivers here. A tie for the lead and a tie for second as Howard Weaver and Virgil Graham have made their way here to the race. So that is really going to tighten up that battle here now as Howard Weaver is here. So we'll see if he can try to get the lead here tied. So it will be whoever finishes higher will probably take that position here. We have about almost 4 minutes left to go before we get into qualifying here. So we're going to check in with you guys in chat real quick as we have Mike Neal in chat with us here. So welcome Mike Neal, Randy Post with us, as well as Avery Burnett here with us. So we have a lot of people. Like I said, we got JT here with us as well. So thanks everybody for tuning in here tonight. And we always want to remind everybody, of course, if you're new here tonight, definitely hit the thumbs up if you like the racing, like the broadcast, and definitely hang around and watch this race with us. And if you are new, also hit that subscribe button and that little bell. You'll be notified of all the upcoming events. As you can see right now, there are no cars on the track. The last 5 minutes of practice is dedicated to a driver's meeting, so that is why nobody is taking to the track right now. And we have about a minute and a half or so. We'll be getting to the national anthem. So definitely let us know in chat here. I know we got quite a people out there watching. We got Crazy out there watching. So Crazy, welcome to the chat once again. And yeah, we are doing some dirt racing here tonight. So we're going to be slinging a little dirt your way here shortly. As again, like I said, they're just in a driver's meeting at the moment. So yes, this is Big E, and you can't see it, but then we're back off in the distance. A lot of people don't know there is a Little E here where they race little go-karts and stuff like that on. So there is a Little E out there as well. We are here at the Big E. Again, this is the track that Earl built for little fun facts there. Obviously, anyone that is not familiar with it, this track is now owned by Tony Stewart, who is a avid dirt racer himself. So definitely good there. But it is just coming up on that time here for us to step away for the national anthem. So we will step away here and get ready for the national anthem. We'll be right back in just a few moments after we honor our country here with the national anthem with qualifying.
We take you down onto the track for our opening ceremonies.
Ladies and gentlemen, please rise. Please remove your hats.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
All right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to drop down to the track as soon as some drivers come out. And there we go. We'll pull up your driver bar. As the first driver out is going to be the 09 of Nick Harris. Coming out onto this track, we got a few other drivers out there as well. Nick Kaufman out on the track. Jared Windholz out. Jamie Metford out. Nicholas Johnson out on the track as well. So we'll let these guys go around here. We're going to zoom out just a little bit here so you can get a better view of this entire track. It is a fantastic facility here tonight. And we'll see who all does show up. It looks like Jordan Erickson is going to show up here tonight. We'll see who else does show up. We have quite a few drivers already here so far, as it is set to be some fantastic, great racing. And we're going to go ahead and put your qualifying times up here in just a minute, as times are still coming in. As Kenneth Drakey takes it to the top of the charts in that number 11 machine with a blistering fast time of 17.052. And he definitely is going to be fighting here for everything to get there. And he's going to lose it here to Virgil Graham, who takes it to the top, 17.018.033 seconds ahead of Kenneth Drakey. So what a run. Brad Cross sitting in third place right now with a 17.098. Right behind him is Patrick Fogel. Well, it was now to fifth with a 17.107. As Kenneth Drakey is going to take it to third place now, as Howard Weaver takes it to the top of the charts in that 07 machine, and he will do a fantastic job of that with a 16.974. What a time for Howard Weaver. Just a blistering fast time here for tonight's race. We'll see if anybody can top that. Virgil Graham to second, as that will do it. Checkered flag is waving, so we'll go ahead and get rid of that and your driver bar, as it is time to get heat race number one started. Several drivers not starting or didn't go out and qualify, but heat race number one is getting ready to get started. So we'll go through your drivers. It's going to be Patrick Fogel, Dylan Thomas, Kenneth Drakey, Howard Weaver, Trevor Brownlee, Jared Windholz, Briar Fritz, Jamie Metford, Nicholas Johnson, and Sean Roberts. Those are going to be your 10 drivers here for heat race number 1. Remember those names because we're going to be going by last names only here from this point on, as it is the 115 of Fogel that is going to be leading them to the line here, and they will start on pit road, and they will take a lap around, and we will go racing. They may take 2. I do believe it is 2 since it's a short track here, but we are just set to go racing here for heat race number 1. 15 laps to go. We will indeed have 2 heat races, followed by a little warm-up, and then 50 laps around this just amazing track. We will see here. We want to thank everybody for tuning in here tonight. You are set for a great race. As we're going to zoom out a little bit here, you can see this whole facility. And we do have the Dirt Vision cameras here tonight. We'll be switching back and forth to those throughout the night as we are 1 lap away from getting this thing going. Let us know in chat if you have a favorite driver and who it is that you are wanting to win, or if you're just here for anybody to win, as we have some really good drivers in here. We have one of our pro drivers in here, Howard Weaver, of course, in that 07, but just because you're pro don't mean you have it hooked up in the bag to win this thing, as it is anybody's shot to win. They are just about ready. Pace truck will be diving off this time by, as we are going to switch over to the flag stand. Green flag is just moments away. It is out. Green flag. We're racing here at Eldora Speedway, and it is going to be a fantastic race. Right now, it is Fogel out front, followed by Drakey, Thomas, and Brownlee. Howard Weaver going to take it to 4th place. Howard Weaver trying to get up there. Howard Weaver gets into the wall. The 03 goes around, and the caution is out here. That is Dylan Thomas going around. Let's go back and take a look. The 03 of Thomas going around here. I'm not sure if contact was made there or not. It may not have been here, as we're going to quickly go to this. That was the original start right there, and this was coming around to the next lap. I know Weaver got it to the outside wall, but I don't think they made contact. We're fixing to find out for sure, as this was right there. That may have been a bit of a net code. I don't think a whole lot of contact was actually made there, but it did bring out the caution. But right now, it is Patrick Fogel in the 115 leading this race. And what a race it's set to be again. Caution 1 coming out fairly early here on lap 2, as we're on lap 3 right now. And the lights are still on, I do believe, here on the pace car. They might be off. No, they are indeed off. So we're going to take 1 more lap around this track. Again, it's still set to be a good feature race. We may have had a caution here a little early. Don't let that discourage you, as we have a fantastic racing night in store for you here from Eldora Speedway. And right now we have 9 drivers, as Sean Roberts did not start the race. All right. Again, hopefully everyone out there is enjoying it, as those are the pace car diving off. It is green flag back in the air. We are racing here at Eldora Speed once again, as we'll switch down to our main camera. The 115 to Fogel still out front. Jakey right behind him. Drakey trying to do something here to get by him with 11 laps to go. Going to be 10 at the line. It is still Fogel out front, but look back here as they got some 2 and 3 wide racing action going, as they're going to take it 3 wide coming out of the corner to go to the backstretch. Right now, Drake still trying to hang on to 2nd place, but he's got the 15 of Brownlee coming behind him very quickly, trying to get up there. Contact being made back here between the 19 and the 78 of Fritz and Windholes. And it looks like the 78 of Fritz is going to hang on to the position at the moment over the 07. But here goes the 78 of Fritz to the inside. He will take the position. Howard Weaver falling back just a little bit here to 8th position, as he's got the 13 of Metford right in front of him. And he looks like he's going to get by him pretty easy. back up to the front. The 115 of Fogel gets into the outside wall. He will hang on to it. 7 laps to go as Drakey to the bottom, and he will slide job him. He'll get by him. He'll take first place, but is he going to be able to hold on to it? Here comes the crossover, and it looks like the crossover will be successful as the 11 of Drakey gets into the outside wall, and it will be Fogel at the line one more time. 6 laps to go. This is getting a really intense up here at the front of the race. Who will come out in front? We've seen a couple of slide jobs, some crossover moves. It's going to be 5 to go at the line. Who will come out victorious? Right now it looks to be Fogel that is going to be walking away with the heat race number 1 win. If he can hang on to it, there will be some inverts here, so that could change things up. Drakey sitting in second place right now. Nicholas Johnston in third place. That's the highest he's been, I do believe. We'll take a look. He started 9th up third, so what a run for Johnston here in the race. Right behind him is Brownlee hanging in 4th place. And in 5th place is Winholz trying to get up there as well in that number 19 machine. But it's 4 to go. There it is, 3 to go now at the line. And it is the 115 of Fogel leading this race and doing a great job at it. Nobody's been able to get up there to him since. Drakey was able to get there, just couldn't complete it. They're going to try it on the outside. Here comes Drakey in the 11 and Johnston in the 16. And it looks like the 16 is going to put a slide job on the 11. And here comes the crossover move from the 11 of Kenneth Drakey. Can he make it happen? It looks like he is going to make the crossover stick. We'll see. No, it's not going to happen. It's going to be the 16 taking second place at the line. Johnston gets him there. 1 lap to go. Here comes the 11. We may have a battle for the lead, but it looks like it's going to be a battle for second place between Johnston and Drakey as Fogel looks to have it wrapped up. We're looking right there. We'll look back here. I believe the 16 got it, but Fogel gets the win here for heat race number 1. Your winner is going to be the 115 of Patrick Fogel. Heat race number 2 coming up soon. All right, heat race number 2 coming out onto the track in just a few moments to let you know who it's going to be. It is going to be Dylan Petty, Brad Cross, John Kennedy, Virgil Graham, Derek Cash, Nick Kaufman, Nick Harris, Corey Whitworth, and Jordan Erickson are the ones going to be starting this race here tonight. For this particular heat race, we'll get down there and see. They are just a few moments away, just a few drivers left to grid. Virgil Graham and Jordan Erickson are the only drivers that have not gridded. Virgil Graham on the grid now. We'll see. Will Jordan Erickson make it on to the grid? And then we will be set to go racing again. For anyone just tuning in with us here, you're watching the TJB Designs 50, as it looks like Jordan Erickson is not going to take to the grid. Again, everyone will make it to the feature race here, even if they do not grid. I do believe we don't have enough to send anyone home. Right now, it is the 5 of Dylan Petty, who is your pole sitter here for heat race number 2, as we are just moments away from getting the green flag once again here, and we will go racing for 15 laps, and then we'll move on to a 2-minute warm-up, followed by your 50-lap feature race here tonight. All right, 1/2 a lap away here as we are getting ready. We'll go to the box camera here. As you can see this field here, we have 8 drivers starting heat race number 2. As we, again, are just moments away. They're coming out of turn number 3. Going into turn 4. Pace truck dives off. We'll go to our camera there. Green flags in the air. We are racing here in heat race number 2. It's the number 5 of Petty out front. followed by Cross on his heels. Again, Cross getting taken out in the race last week, has something to prove here tonight that he was bound and determined to get to the front. He got there, and then getting taken out by, I believe, the 55 of Austin Moore. He's got something to prove here tonight that he was up there and he had a chance to win, as he is all over the back bumper of Petty. He's going to try to slide drop here coming out of the corner. Will he do it? No, he has to check up to not get into the 5 of Petty, and that will cost him some time. And here comes Graham trying to get there in that number 42 machine. Behind him is Kennedy in the 89 trying to make something happen as well, but it looks like Graham is going to slide up, and he will take the slide job and take third place here from Kennedy in the 89 machine. Brad Cross still trying to run down the 5 of Dylan Petty up front, who has now led every lap. He's led 3 laps, now 12 laps to go here in heat race number 2. This is your final heat race of the night, and it is set to be a good race indeed for your feature race. This is just a teaser of what is to come. Petty out front, followed by Cross, Kennedy, Graham, and Whitworth, as Whitworth's going to take 4th place from Kennedy. Kennedy doing a little bit of going backwards as he gets into the outside wall, trying to hang on to it. Will that allow Nick Harris by? Not going to happen here. Well, actually, will. There he does get by him. Nick Kaufman is struggling a little bit here. I'm not sure that car is handling the way he wants it to right now. Back in 8th position, as that is the battle for first place right now. Petty and Cross battling 1-2 right now out on the track. You go back a little bit. There is Graham all by himself. Then you have Whitworth and Cash battling for 4th position. But it looks like for the most part Whitworth has it at the moment. So we'll go back up to the front as your number 20, second place car of Brad Cross, trying to run down your leader of Dylan Petty in that 5. Dylan Petty gets into the outside wall, somehow recovers from it, and it's not going to cost him any time, but that number 20 of Cross is just right there, ready to pounce if he makes a mistake, and he does. They get right next to him, but stays off of him once again. 2 very clean racers battling side by side for the lead. One of them's got to give, and it looks like it's neither one of them want to do it, but it may be the 20, it could be the 5, we don't know. 6 laps to go here at the line. This time it once again is the 5 of Petty crossing the line first. One of them will come away victorious. Who will it be, or will they get together? I seriously doubt that's going to happen. 2 very, very good drivers. As here comes the 20 back to the inside. Still not going to happen. We're going to check back here with these guys. It looks like the 69 of Whitworth has caught up to the 42 of Graham here for 3rd position. Right behind them, 5th and 6th, Cash and Kennedy running in 5th and 6th. Kennedy trying to run down Cash so he can get up there and get a top 5 position. Can he do it? It's the question right here. 4 laps to go. Those back to your leaders as that battle is just getting closer and closer as the 5 of Petty gets into the wall a little bit. Slide job coming in, and it will be successful. Here comes the crossover, though. A little bit of contact. I think they stayed clear. It is going to be the 5 at the line of Petty. Caution is out. 13 of 15 completed. As we'll see, it looks like it's going to be the 0-2. Let's go back and take a look. What happened here? Oh, he's already upside down there. Let's go back a little bit, as we'll see the 0-2 running smooth here, right with the 89 of Kennedy. And I'm not sure if any contact was made. Oh, outside wall gets tagged. He keeps going, though. And we'll see. Outside wall tagged again. No contact there. Just getting into the outside wall. Flips it over. Back into the wall again. That will bring out the caution. And I believe that is going to end the race here. We're on lap 14 of 15. So it looks like Dylan Petty is going to get the race off of default here as the caution is out. So white flag is in the air. That is unfortunate here, as the caution will end this race. So that is going to give the win to the 5 of Dylan Petty, as he will be your heat race number 2 winner. There it is officially anyway. The 5 of Dylan Petty going to be heat race 2 winner. Checker flags are waving. That will do it here for heat races. We got a quick 2 minutes little break coming up, so grab you something to drink, something to eat. Don't go anywhere, folks, and we will be right back here in just a few moments with your 50-lap feature race. All right, for anybody just joining us, you are in a warm-up session right now. Coming up next will be your feature race. 50 laps on the books here for tonight's race, as we have about 16 drivers or so set to start the race. Looks like we do have Jordan Erickson going to be starting of the feature race. He is in his car, so we'll see if he gears up and gets out on the track. He didn't make his heat race. We'll see if he comes out here and does start the race with us here. Right now, Howard Weaver in the 07 is the fastest in practice. So practice and warm-up. It's like a practice, basically. So we'll see how that stacks up in the race. Virgil Graham second, as that is going to do it. 8 seconds left on the clock. We are just moments away from getting your Walls Beard Co. starting grid underway. All right, it is time to get down to your grid. As we're going to drop down there, we'll go ahead and go through your Walls Beard Co. starting grid. On row 1 is going to be the 07 of Howard Weaver. Thanks to the invert, he is going to be starting on pole right on his outside, someone he is very familiar with. And actually, we correct then, that is not correct. Let's go to the right grid. There we go. We do apologize. That did not look right. The 69 of Corey Whitworth going to be on pole. On the outside of him is going to be the 15 of Trevor Brownlee. We do apologize. We were getting off the wrong grid there, so we do apologize for that. Row 2 is going to be the 42 of Virgil Graham and the 11 of Kenneth Drakey. Row 3 is going to be the 20 of Brad Cross and the 16 of Nicholas Johnson. Row 4 is going to be the 5 of Dylan Petty and the 115 of Patrick Fogel. Row 5 is going to be Jared Winholz and the 89 of John Kennedy. Row 6 is going to be the 07 of Howard Weaver and the 09 of Nick Harris. Row 7 is going to be the 78 of Briar Fritz and the 02 of Derek Cash. Row 8 is going to be Jamie Metford and the 85 of Jordan Erickson. Row 9 is going to be the 03 of Dylan Thomas and the, not sure what the number is there, Sean Roberts is actually not racing here, and that will do it for your Walls Beard Co. starting grid, as it looks like Nick Harris and Sean Roberts will not be starting here. However, Jordan Erickson in the 85, who didn't make his heat race, is going to be starting the race here. That is not going to matter up to the front right now. We'll see if he can get up to the front here. It is the 69 that is starting this race, as the pace truck is diving off and the green flag in the air. We are racing here at Eldora Speedway once again. We're going to get down to the main camera and contact already being made back a little ways in the field, as we are racing here for the feature race lap 1 of 50 underway. We're going to go back to Virgil Graham as well as Trevor Brownlee, as Brownlee's going to take second, Graham taking third. We got Drakey in fourth place, Johnston in fifth, and they got some really good battling going on back here for about third through fifth place, as they are shuffling back and forth. Here comes the 11 of Drakey trying to get up there and see what he can do, and the 16 of Johnston trying to get into the mix as well. But right back here, we got some three-way battling going on. That is Petty, Fogel, and Weaver. Weaver taken to the high side with Petty. Fogel taken to the inside of the 115 machine. He's going to try to take to the bottom, see what he can do. We'll see contact made between Fogel and Weaver. Weaver recovers from it. They both do. They keep it going. No caution. Very little contact as the 11 gets into the outside wall. That is Dakey standing into the outside wall there. So will Drakey manage to get back in, as Howard Weaver now gets into the outside wall. and he is struggling to get off of it right now, as he will eventually get off of it. And here comes Erickson to the bottom, going to try to get by Weaver for 10th position. Will he be able to make something happen? That is a good question. He slides up in front of the 89 at Kennedy, and he will take 11th from him. Kennedy into the outside wall. His next set is on Weaver. Will he be able to get up there and make something happen? Right now, in no man's land, all by himself, that is the 69 of Whitworth. Leading this race, he has led all 5 laps. Going to be 6 at the line. Right behind him is Brownlee, Graham, Johnson, and Cross are your top 5 drivers. Really spread out at the moment. You got a little bit of a battle going on right now between Brownlee and Graham. That's a battle for second. Right behind them, Johnson and Cross battling for 4th. As you do have some really good battles going back here. There is Petty in the 5 machine back in 6th place. Fogel in 7th. Weaver 8th. Drakey in 9th, and Cash rounding out your top 10, and Howard Weaver has got his hands full right now on that 07 machine with the 11 of Kenneth Drakey, as he is right there with the 11 going to fall back just a little bit, but here comes Cash in the 02 machine trying to run down the 11. So far, caution free here in your feature race, as that outside line seems to be the line. You got some bumps there as he gets into the cushion, and he is really going to hurt that car as he gets into the outside wall several times. That cushion is good if you can run right on the edge of it, but if you get too high up and get over the cushion, it is not what you want to do. It is not your friend. We're going to go up a little bit here as we're going to go here. We got a battle there between Weaver and Fogel, and we'll go behind these, actually go a little bit ahead of them. There's another battle as we got the 16 on the bottom. That is Johnson trying to get by Cross. Here comes Petty trying to get into the mix as well, and that lead for the front there is just pulled away 1.333 seconds ahead, as Whitworth is just pulling away from this field right now, and he is not looking back at all. Brownlee and Graham still trying to battle as well. This is getting very interesting here. We can see those two kind of spread apart here. Let's go back to Brownlee in second. Graham all over his back bumper right now. He has got to pick it up just a little bit if he wants to stay ahead of him, as Graham's going to try to take a slide drop here for second, and he will take second. Here comes the crossover. Crossover will barely be successful as Brownlee does take second for 1 lap, but he was not ahead by much. He has definitely got the 42 of Graham all over him. Graham's going to take another shot at the slide job. Can he make it stick this time? Here it comes the crossover move, and this time it's going to be Graham at the line. Here comes Brownlee back to the inside for another slide job. He's going to take it to the high side. Graham to the inside. We got the 13 slow on the track. That is Jamie Metford slow down at the bottom. Not going to be a factor here. He may pull it into pit road. We'll see. Lap 15, now 16 of 50 is completed, or started anyway. We completed 15. And it looks like Graham will get by Brownlee here. He's got his eyes set on the leader, the 69 of Corey Whitworth, leading this race. He now has a 1.9 second lead. Will that lead get cut down? We'll find out here shortly, as Virgil Graham and that 42 is going to try to get by everybody else. He did get by the 15 of Trevor Brownlee there, but it took him a little bit of time. That lead has been now cut to 1.8, now 1.9 again, so we'll check in with that here in a minute. As we go back here to the 85 of Jordan Erickson battling for 9th place. Right now he's trying to run down Patrick Fogel in the 115. Caution is out. Let's go back and take a look. Looks like it's going to be the 15 of Brownlee. What happened here to Trevor Brownlee, bringing out our first caution on lap 19. What happened here? He was running so good in 3rd place right behind Virgil Graham. Gets into the outside wall, gets into the cushion, and then just hammers the outside wall. Again, that cushion is really rough up there, and if you get over it, it will indeed spin you around, as he is going to keep it going. Just a little bit of damage. Nothing major that he can't recover from here. We'll see. He's going to be back in 14th position, but he is still on the lead lap, so it is not over here for the 15 of Trevor Brownlee, as I think he could probably recover from that and come back up to the front, at least get a solid top 5 out of tonight's race. He has plenty of time to do so. It's just going to be 30 laps to go at the line, and there is your field right there. Lights are still on the pace truck as we are just moments away from getting the green flag one more time. Again, we want to thank everybody for tuning in. We're just about ready to go racing again. Thanks for tuning in. If you like the race, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Let us know, the sponsors know, all the other fans know, and everybody else know that you liked the race here tonight. Definitely hit the subscribe button and that little bell to be notified of all the upcoming events. That being said, there they are. Green flag back in the air. We're racing once again here at Eldora Speedway, and what a race it has been so far. One caution is all we've seen, and we're going to go back here a little bit. Contact between Petty and I believe the 115 of Fogel, and that is not going to bring out a caution, but the Fogel gets into the outside wall, and he's going to go all the way back to 13th position. Brownlee trying to gain some position here. He's back in 14th position, hanging in there. Howard Weaver up to his 5th place as he's trying to get by now. This could be his shot. Let's go here. Virgil Graham takes the lead from Whitworth. He will lead his first lap right there at the line. Virgil Graham is your new race leader. Can he hang on to it for the remainder of this race? It is going to be halfway to go in 2 laps. So they're coming up to the line right there. Next time by, we will be halfway done. We now have 26 laps to go. Going to be 25 at the line. Again, halfway home at the line this time by. Virgil Graham out front, now leading only 2 laps. Going to make it 3 as we're halfway home. It is now Graham, Whitworth, Cross, Johnston, and Weaver are your top 5 after 25 laps completed here at Eldora Speedway. And that cushion is really starting to build up on the outside. It's surprisingly in the straightaways a little bit too, as that is a battle right now. 1, 2, and 3. Graham, Whitworth, and Cross. That is the closest our leaders have been all night long, and they're battling side by side. As Graham gets into the outside wall, he recovers. It's not going to hurt him. And here comes Whitworth in the 69 machine. He gets into the outside wall. Here comes Cross, going to try to capitalize off of that. Not going to happen. He is just going to have to settle right now for 3rd position. Here comes Weaver. He's going to try to get into the mix, as well as the 16 of Nicholas Johnson, who gets into the bumps there on the backstretch, and that hurts him a little bit. And he gets right up to the back bumper of Weaver, but Weaver's able to pull away on the front stretch as we, again, still have a huge battle. If somebody gets into those back stretch bumps, it could potentially hurt their run here. We'll see. The 69 of Whitworth gets into the wall. There goes the 20 of Cross. He makes a slide job there, very clean, and makes it look easy, but that was because of a contact with the wall. Cross running down Graham, trying to get up there and make something happen, as he has kind of wants to vindicate himself after last week's race. Again, the 55 of Austin Moore deliberately getting into him for a wreck, knocking him out of the race when he was running in the top 3. He has something to prove that was not a fluke. He is up here to win this race, currently running 2nd place. And he is doing a very good job of vindicating himself, saying that I can be up front again and I will get the win, as he is chasing down your leader. The 42 of Virgil Graham off the pace here again is the 13 of Jamie Metford, as he is just way off pace right now. Running 18 sixes there, as he's about to go 2 laps down. He is 1 lap down, and he's hanging it to the bottom. Your leader will get by him, Virgil Graham, and I don't think he's going to do anything. He's going to stay on the bottom. It was a good job to him not to interfere with the leaders. We'll see if Brad Cross can get by him just as easy here in 2nd place. As right behind him is Corey Whitworth in 3rd place. Those are your top 3 drivers. 17 laps to go. The 16 of Whitworth gets into the wall. Here comes Howard Weaver, going to try to take 3rd place. As Whitworth gets into the wall again, Howard Weaver will officially take 3rd place here in just a few laps to go. 16 laps to go, and it looks like he's going to lose another spot At least he was. Johnston was going to get by him in the 16. He passed him, but then couldn't make it stick. Whitworth was able to get back by him in the 69 as he's trying to hang in there. Right now, as they run, it is Graham, Cross, Weaver, Whitworth, and Johnston are your top 5 drivers. Let's go a little bit fast back here in the field. As you see, everyone is really spread out here. Caution is out, and it is Corey Whitworth going upside down. Let's go back and take a look. What happened to the 69 of Corey Whitworth, bringing out only your second caution here, and this is really going to shake things up. I have a feeling it had something to do with these bumps on the backstretch. We'll see if it did indeed. Well, maybe not. He gets by it. Oh, just into the outside wall, flips it over, rolls it, gets flipped again by getting clipped, and that will do it for his night. He is going to have to tow. His night is done as he is still sitting on the track here. Definitely going to have to clear the track before they can roll off. As the 69 is still on the track, they may have to remove that car, as you can obviously not be sitting there, and I'm sure these drivers are not real thrilled that he is still sitting on the track. We'll see if they do indeed end up removing him, as Virgil Graham having some connection issues here, and we'll see. It looks like he's still sitting on the track, folks. Again, this is very characteristic. There he goes. He is out of here. I would imagine he probably got removed for sitting on the track like that. I'm not sure why you would stay on the track when you were wrecked like that. The car was not moving. You should have been able to disconnect, but regardless, green flag is back in the air. We are racing once again. It is Virgil Graham, Howard Weaver, and Brad Cross. 1, 2, 3 as Cross is going to take second here. Howard Weaver going to try to get up there and get to a second or first if he can. There's a little contact made. A cross slide job there just wasn't quite clear. Again, we won't get into who should have lifted or who should have made the pass. That was a pass regardless. A little contact was made. Not too much damage done, so we'll keep going. It is Graham out front, and we have some real racing going on just back here. Caution is out once again, and I believe it's going to be for the 19 of Jared Winholz. Let's go back and look. Well, let's see here what happened as the 19, they were all battling here. Oh, there it goes. The 19 hits the wall, goes around, gets hit again. That is the 19 of Jared Winholz going around, and that will bring out our third caution here for tonight's race. Virgil Graham is out front, as we'll bring up your cautions here. 3 cautions for only 8 laps. We now have 8 laps to go. It is set to be a really good race here for the finale. What will happen? Will we see another late caution? Hopefully not. With 5 laps to go, we probably won't go racing again, as we are set to have a really good shootout here at the end. All right, it looks like the admins have decided they are going a single file this time to get the restart, so we'll see how it goes. There it is, green flag back in the air. We are racing. Virgil Graham at the front. Brad Cross, Howard Weaver is how they run right now, and it looks like Dylan Thomas in the 03 is going to get up there, and Fogel has worked his way back up to 6th place. Fritz in 7th place. Right now we're going to get up to the front. Is anybody going to have anything for Virgil Graham in that 42 machine? He is definitely going to be a really good battle. Keep in mind, after this runs, based on how they run, it looks like Howard Weaver would come out the points leader. They are tied. Weaver and Brownlee tied for the points lead right now. We'll see how that plays out once it's all said and done. But a caution is going to come out, and I think that's going to end it. As we'll go look, it is the 78 of Briar Fritz. Let's go back. What happened here to the 78? Was it a single car incident there? Gets it a little sideways. Not sure that caused it, though. We're just watching back here. See on pit road. Just trying to take it to pit road and gets caught trying to get on pit road. Caution would come out. It is Virgil Graham that is going to win this race, as it will end under caution. Disappointing the way it had to end, as again, we only had 10 laps, going to be about 12 under caution out of the 50, and they all came here right at the end as everybody was starting to pick it up just a little bit. So that is very unfortunate. When it's all said and done, though, your race winner will be the 42 of Virgil Graham, followed by Brad Cross in the 20. And third place will go to the 07 of Howard Weaver. Those are going to be your top three, so we'll be talking to them here very shortly. Hopefully we do have them all here with us, so we can indeed talk to them. As we'll definitely have to be checking for that to make sure. But there it is, lap 50 of 50. Checker flag is fixing to come out, as it's just a few feet away here. As we'll go to our box camera here up in the booth with us. They are on the back stretch here, so here coming into turn 3 and 4, you will see the checkered flags waving, and that will do it. As Virgil Graham under caution. Very few cautions, but under caution, unfortunately, will win this race. And there's the checkered flags waving. So officially, as soon as he crosses the line right about there, your race winner will be the 42 of Virgil Graham, followed by Brad Cross and Howard Weaver. We'll be talking to those three here in just a few moments. Right after your unofficial race results, we'll go ahead and get through those. Is right there. Your winner here is going to be the 42 of Virgil Graham. Second place will be the 20 of Brad Cross. Third place, the 07 of Howard Weaver. Fourth place, the 03 of Dylan Thomas. And fifth place will be the 15 of Trevor Brownlee. Sixth place will be Patrick Fogel. Seventh place will be John Kennedy. Eighth place, Kenneth Drakey. Ninth place, Jared Windholz. 10th place, Jamie Metford. 11th place will be Briar Fritz. 12th place, Jordan Erickson. 13th, Dylan Petty. 14th, Nicholas Johnston. 15th will go to Corey Whitworth after an incident with the wall. It's unfortunate there. 16th will go to Derek Cash. 17th will go to Nick Harris, who did not start the race, I do believe. And actually he did, and Sean Roberts back in 18th place. That will do it here for your unofficial race results. Give us just a minute. We will be right back with your top 3 interviews here in the post-race show. All right, we are back here, ladies and gentlemen, with your post-race show. And your post-race show is presented by Randy's Wraps. So head on over there on Facebook and get you a really nice car painted for a good price. That being said, we have third place here. We get to talk to him this week. That is the 07 of Howard Weaver. And first off, congrats on third place here. A heck of a run. Unfortunately, it ended under caution. We thought there for a little bit we were going to go caution-free. Had a really good run. And then, as typical racing, cautions breed cautions. So, in your thoughts, did the cautions help you catch back up? Or would you have preferred it to go green and tried to run them down and done it that way?
Whenever I was in like fourth instead of whenever I was in third, because I had to start on the inside, so I wanted it to be bunched back up because I started 11th, and so I wanted it to be bunched back up so I could be up there. But then whenever it started, I was in third, I think, when it came out, or fifth whenever the first one came out. So I spent the next couple laps trying to get to the top, and by the time that happened, I kept losing all the ground. So every restart, I had to start bottom, and that kind of sucks at Eldora with how top dominant it is.
Yeah, we noticed it is really top dominant. And we did notice, too, maybe you were trying to avoid it. I didn't see you hit it too much here. On the backstretch, it seemed really bumpy up there by the little bit of a cushion that was there. So going just in general, this track here tonight, how smooth was it, or how rough was it, or was it kind of a mixture depending on where you ran on the track?
I kept getting frustrated because I kept hitting the wall, and whenever I hit it, it would just stay stuck to the wall no matter how much I turned left, and so it was really aggravating. And early in the race, I got up there pretty decent, pretty quick, and went and did a slide job on someone who was kind of out of control. They got loose or something, and I slid up a little too much and hit the wall, and it just stayed glued on there, and I ran like a 2-second slower lap. So on the back straightaway, it was like that. It's like the cushion was almost on the back straightaway too, but if you went a little above that, then it pulled you into the wall on the back straightaway, and you couldn't get off there either.
Oh, it definitely sounds like a rough track to be driving on. Obviously, yourself and the top two here, and really everyone out there was doing a good job of hanging on to it here for being the track it was. But we don't want to keep you in here too long. So any sponsors and shout-outs you want to give, as I'm sure you got a list of them. I know you got Accelerated on there.
Yeah, but they don't really sponsor me anymore. I'm just too lazy to change it. But anyway, I'll thank you guys for covering the race and the series, and VLR and Team Friday, and that's pretty much it on this car now, Farmer City.
All right, well, congrats on the win, and we'll be looking for you in the Pro Series here coming up. I'm not sure when they race, but I'll be notified, I'm sure, on YouTube when it goes live. So we'll be watching for you in there. As again, always congrats on third place. Finishing in second place, one spot ahead. That was the 20 of Brad Cross. Again, we talked about you a little bit here. Brad is kind of vindicating yourself from last week. In a sense, I guess not really vindicating, but you had a top 3 car last week after a we'll leave it with that. After a bad decision by another driver to blatantly take you out of the race before it was over, cost you a good finish. But you came back this week and you showed all the fans out there and the drivers that that was not a fluke, that you would be back up there. And you ran second, a outstanding race here, just a little bit short of the win. Had it stayed green, you think you could have run him down?
I don't know. It's hard to say, really. There for that first part of the race, when I finally got to second and Virgil had to lead there, I mean, he stayed about a straightaway ahead of me, and I was like, well, okay, cool, we're going to finish second. This is where it's at. And then we had the one caution there, and on the restart, I felt like I stuck with him a little better. I don't know if it's just because I could see where he was running or what, but kind of felt like I stuck with him a little better. But I mean, we all know, catching them one thing and passing them's another. But I mean, just to be able to run up front with guys like him and Weaver and a bunch of other guys. I mean, it's kind of nice for a change to run a race, and you still race close with people and you're gonna have contact, but at least it didn't end up like last week where I ended up outside the park on my lid.
Yeah, definitely a much better finish here. No fault of your own, of course, last week, but you had a heck of a run there. And this week you had the run and you capitalized and actually got to finish where you deserved in second place. Again, just barely short of getting the win here. But any sponsors on your car you need to thank, or anyone out watching you just want to give a shout out to?
Just the usual as always. I mean, thank you guys for putting on the race and everything you do here, because like I always say, it's fun to go back and watch it and see everything from a different perspective. So appreciate y'all putting on the race and broadcasting it. Trevor and Jack and everybody for putting on the league, and the admin trying their best to watch everything. Virgil and Howard, everybody for racing clean. These guys are always top notch. So anytime you can run with them, it's bound to be a good race. I don't care what track it's at. So just them and everybody over maxed out for sticking with me.
All right. Well, again, congrats on second place and your race winner here tonight, leading 28 laps. That is the 42 of Virgil Graham. Unfortunately, you won it under caution, but I don't know if it mattered. You led 28 laps. You were leading this race regardless whether it was green or caution. So, no driver wants to win it under caution, but you definitely earned the right to be up front, so it's not like it was just a fluke deal and you just happened to get the win. You definitely earned it here. So, sitting in victory lane again, how does it feel to be the winner once again? And definitely going to be a good points night for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty good. I think, Brad definitely figured something out. It seemed like that last green flag run, I think it was only about 3 laps or so, but I felt pretty confident that I could keep it up there, and even if he had the speed to stay with me, it was just so tough to pass tonight. So I just don't know that he would have been able to get past me. We would have probably had to exchange some sliders, and who knows. But the fixed set was a little bit tight. But the good thing is everybody's dealing with the same thing, and I think when it's a setup that's a little bit more difficult to drive, it actually does provide better racing. So, we had fun. It is a bummer to finish it under caution, but, whatever. Win's a win, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, it does stink it ends under caution. Hopefully, iRacing will get rid of those caution laps counting soon. And that would really change things up here. We'll get your opinion on it actually while we're here. Once they do release caution laps not counting, what are your thoughts on that? And you think it would have changed possibly the outcome of tonight's race?
I mean, whether it changes the outcome of this race or not, it will definitely change the outcome of many races, and it's going to shake things up. And it's what us dirt guys are going to be waiting for. I mean, it's what we've been waiting for a long time. When you've got a 30-lap race, especially when you're talking about these sprint car races and this Pro Series sprint car races are 30 laps. If you have one caution, you're wasting 3 laps. You're wasting 10% of that race. So once they can get those cautions taken care of, get those to stop counting, I think the racing is going to be a little bit better. People are going to drive a little bit smarter too, I think, because you're not going to be so pressed to make that rash decision in one of the corners, because there's still going to be 9 left, instead of going, well, if there's a caution here, we're only going to have 5 left or whatever,
Yeah, definitely will. Hopefully that does come out sometime this year here. And we didn't get a chance to ask anyone else, so we're going to ask you here. Speaking of the tracks and how they, this track seemed to be top dominant. According to Steve Myers on Twitter, Kokomo coming out in September, so not far away. In the next build we will have Kokomo. Are you looking forward to that track, and in general just getting a new track to race on?
Yeah, I mean, you know, when we're stuck to the same 8 tracks over and over, it does get a little bit, I don't even want to say old, but it's just not as not fresh anymore. So it'll be nice to have a new track. You know, it provides a little bit better racing because everybody doesn't have thousands and thousands of laps on it. So that'll be fun. And then as far as the tracks, I believe that they're still working on that cushion a little bit. I think they're trying to tone that down just a little bit too. So I think there's some good things to be coming out in this next build.
Yeah, we'll definitely be looking for it very shortly. We'll be coming out here. But that being said, we don't want to keep you here too long. I'm sure you got to do some celebrating and other stuff to get to. So any sponsors on that car you need to thank, or anyone you just want to give a shout out to for helping you out here tonight for anything in the broadcast?
Yeah, just thanks to the Sim Dirt Modified Touring Series. Thanks to you for putting it on. It's always fun to watch the replays back. Jeremy Ray at XRG for the paint. Team VLR, Team Friday. I think that's about it.
All right. Well, again, congrats on the win here tonight. And again, congrats to everyone in our top 3 and the rest of the field. That being said, it is time here for us to just about wrap it up. We want to thank all of our sponsors on the racing side of things. Big shout out to Maxed Out Motorsports for sponsoring this series. And on the broadcast side of things, we want to give a big shout out to, of course, Walls Beard Co., Sim Speed Shop, Northwest Racing Series, Ohio IndyCar League, iBog, and of course Randy's Wraps here for the post-race show, as we didn't get a chance to do a pre-race interview. So as always, if you would like to join us here on VRN as a official sponsor, you can message us over on our Facebook page. Just look up Virtual Racing Network, or head on over to our website at virtualracingnetwork.net, and we can get you hooked up there. That being said, we hope you enjoyed tonight's race. We still have one more coming up at 10:30 Centrals. We'll take super late models to, I believe, Bristol is the track, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Martinsville. Either way, we'll find out here shortly when we get over there. So stay tuned for that, and we'll see you later tonight.
This copyrighted broadcast may not be used in any form without the authorized written consent of Virtual Racing Network. VRN would like to thank all of our fans for your support, and we hope you enjoyed today's broadcast.